Bad financial things can happen to really good people. And that's something that I make sure I stress with my clients. And today on Recharging with Champions, for your daily jumpstart, I want you to go out there and spread the word to people that maybe have had some financial blips in their past so that they can know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and there is a path to buying a home, even if they've had a Chapter 7, a Chapter 13, a foreclosure, things like that in their past. So this week, we are going to talk about the major credit blips, the things that doesn't matter what your score is. If you have something like this on your credit, it's going to affect your ability to buy a home. So today it's Monday and I like to give a story. We're going to talk about Beth, who came to me a little over 2 years ago. And let me tell you, Beth had the quintessential story for bad things happening to good people. She had come to me and she had been in a Chapter 13, a wage earner plan bankruptcy for just under 2 years. Now here's the thing. Beth 3 years ago had 700 plus credit scores. She and her husband had great financial responsibility, but her husband had an actual major illness. He had cancer and he was out of work, medical bills piled on, all of the things that you can imagine that come with the financial strife of that kind of life event that then leads to financial stress. So they had gone into a Chapter 13 wage earners plan and they had been in it for over a year. So when they came to us for a mortgage, we were actually able to, once the courts approved, because they were paying a pretty high amount in rent anyway. So we were able to help them buy a house, not increase the mortgage payment very much. And the courts actually approve it, but they approved for them to buy a house. Now, on the lending side, because they had been in their Chapter 13 for at least 12 months, they had perfect pay history. That's an important thing for your sphere to understand. If you go into a wage earners plan or a Chapter 13, it is very important that you pay on time so that you can do things like buy a house while you are in the Chapter 13 plan. So long story short, Beth came to me. We were able to verify that she had been making perfect payment plans on her Chapter 13, and we were able to actually get into her home that was less expensive than the rent that they were paying on their rental, their apartment that they were paying. They had an apartment, a storage unit. It was expensive, and we were able to actually get them into a lower out-of-pocket cost. So of course, the courts were all about that. We were able to close, and that was just something that she didn't think that she was going to be able to do. And her agent, who was a friend of hers, actually said, "Hey, I think you can actually buy while you're in a Chapter 13. Way to go, agent, for knowing that little tidbit of information and giving hope to somebody that was able to get themselves in a better situation financially while in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy plan. So the moral of this story is, one, bad things happen to good people. Let's make sure that people don't feel ashamed of the things that they've gone through that cause credit blips. Most of us have been there, me included. Secondly, let's make sure that we share with our spheres that might be in a Chapter 13 that if you have been in a Chapter 13 for at least 12 months, made on-time payments, you are able to apply for a mortgage as long as the bankruptcy courts agree that that is a good financial decision. Lots of hope out there for people that are in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy plan or are thinking about it so that they can know what kind of timelines it will be before they can start thinking about buying a home again. I hope that was helpful. Remember, in the goodies on the toolkit down here, just right below in the comments, that toolkit, if you register one time, it'll take you right to a link that you can go and see the graphics that I've created for this Chapter 13 information. You can cut and paste and use it, or if you want, there's actually a link. If you're a Canva guru, feel free to go in there and just play with that and edit it however you want and use the graphic and update it however you would like to. I hope you've enjoyed the session. We will see you tomorrow for more information on major credit blips for your client and your spheres.